So this will be on trail day number 174. It's Thursday, October 21st. It's my mother's birthday, if she was still alive. So it started raining a little bit ago. You can see the outside of my tent's all wet. So it stopped for the moment. I'm about packed up. I'm going to take the towel to my tent. I just sat up right here by the fire ring. Kind of let these logs block some of the wind. Those spots over there was really lumpy, and I didn't want to camp again, same spot. The grass looked like it had been overused, so. Now here's the Sheldon's graves. Apparently the date for Millard here, it says July something 1863, should have been 1864. And then these are the two brothers. I read part of the story. From what I gathered, there was a cabin up here close by, and these three are buried here. There's two more in an unmarked grave somewhere a couple hundred yards north. They ran out of the cabin. Apparently these two gentlemen were deserters for the Union Army, but were potentially recruiting. I don't know. The Confederacy cut them off on salt supplies and stuff like that to try to pressure them because they were not pro-Confederate family. So they ended up getting a bunch of men riding into town, taking their salt, taking some other stuff. Anyway, I don't know. It was a rather wild story. I hear voices off in the woods. Hikers out and about, I guess. I'm going to finish packing up, dry the outside of my tent off, and start hiking, and depending on the weather and such, depends on where we're going. If we skip a shelter, it's 11-mile day. If we have a good, decent weather, good daylight, may push on and just camp somewhere south of that shelter. But who knows? I am back on the trail because another hiker came up to the graves just as I was getting ready to leave. I've been talking with them for a while. It is 1 o'clock. Man, it's starting to sprinkle, but I think it's going to taper off pretty quick. Yeah, it's already starting to slow down. Whew. It's a little chilly. I may have to stop and put my raincoat on. I'm going to see if I warm up here pretty quick though. I got a hill climb coming up, so I figured with a raincoat it'd be too cold. Too hot. So at this point, I have no idea where the end of the day will be. Whatever shelter, the next one's Jerry's cabin. I think the next one's Laurel something. That's my plan. That's 11 miles. And I think I can do it by dark, or close to it, so. Yeah, as always, we'll just see when we get there. I'm already starting to warm up a little. I'm about a mile into the day. I stopped, checked cell reception. I had 1 bar of 4G last night when I got to the gravesite. I get out a text and a response, and then nada after that. Had like 1 bar of extended, but it never would send nothing out. So I texted home It's not raining yet. It's decided to hold off. We ought to be getting to the summit. This is a pretty gradual climb. We'll be getting to the summit shortly. Maybe there'll be a view. I can see a little through the trees. It's kind of cloudy and overcast, but if there's a view there, we can see something. I went ahead and put on the waterproof socks. I figured keeping my toes dry as long as possible would be a good idea. They feel pretty good right now, but I'm just a mile in. I don't know how well they'd keep waterproof socks keep my feet dry in torrential downpour if I wasn't wearing rain pants, but it would keep them drier longer than a regular pair of socks, that's for sure. My shoes are already wet, but my feet are dry and happy, so. I may take a lunch break at the Jerry's Cabin shelter. I didn't eat anything this morning. I didn't eat anything last night at camp because it had the 2 Tostino's party pizzas and the 4 sodas back at the hostel. I would have probably made... I woke up at 6:30 this morning, and had I had the water to make breakfast and coffee, I think I would have gotten up. Because I remember thinking, if I only had water, I mean I had water with a drink mix for drinking, but so I may stop at Jerry's Cabin and whip something up to eat. I don't know if I'll cook. I got some crackers and tuna. That sounds pretty good too. So I don't know. I'll think about it for the next 3 miles, and then maybe when I get there, I'll make a spontaneous decision of what I want to eat. It appears I made it to the top. Had some log steps just the other side of where you can't see. And now it looks like it's descending down with rock steps. I was cold, so I was really booking it for about the first mile or so. And then that little short climb, I'm all sweating. There's a field coming up, so maybe we will get some kind of view. I always wonder, because you know, fields and meadows be good homestead spots, and you always see trails that aren't very well used. I wonder if it's a critter trail or some cool spot down there. You know, some local comes up here to visit every once in a while. I'll be glad to get some laundry. This shirt stinks. There's a snippet of a view. Not really much to see. May not be anything on the camera. Not much on my end. Shotgun got a hold of that signpost. And there's some car tracks, four-wheeler tracks or something. I imagine they probably come bush hog this every now and again so it doesn't get all overgrown. Forest Service Road. Smells like chicken manure, like when they spread it on a field. Strange. Maybe we didn't make it all the way to the top. I don't know. Well, the shelter should be in about a mile or so. Just guessing. Stop there, eat something, and get some water. Other than maybe a swallow of water in my bottle, I'm out. There's a sign that just came down there. Something bypass. There was another hiker standing almost by the AT. And he's like, hey, you gonna take that bypass? I was like, no, the AT. And then after I started, I was like, man, I should have stopped and looked in gut hooks. It might have been something I wanted to bypass. Oop. Prime example. Slick, slippery rocks. I've climbed over enough rocks and boulders I could do without it, but we're here now, so we'll go over it, whatever it is. Big butt bypass. So we'd bypass the rocks. Oh well. It just came out of there. This is like the 5th time I've crossed this road. And now we're walking on it. Part of me is kind of like, why couldn't we just walk down the road and start with? But you never know with these. If the trail's going to cross it again, or the road's going to turn off somewhere, the trail. But it is confusing why they maintain the trail and the road when they could just combine the two. But I'm not a trail builder, so I don't know the logic behind it. Get just a little bit of a view from up here. I'm still walking through this field, meadow, whatever you want to call it. Oh, there's one right there. I haven't seen a white blaze since I came out the woods. But I didn't see any other options. So I was assuming I was still on the AT. I'm glad I wore my waterproof socks though. That's wet grass. My feet would be soaked. I should be getting to the shelter before too much longer, and then it's time to eat. Well, I think I made it to Jerry's cabin shelter. Looks like there may be somebody there. So there he is. Still stopping for a break. Had a pretty good hill climb. It doesn't look like SOBO. Man, but coming up on an exposed ridge line. It was a bad weather trail. Didn't take it. Let's see what the ridge line's about. Once we climb into it. A little bit of a view. I don't know if I'm at the top or not, but it's a pretty tough climb. But I haven't seen an exposed ridge line yet, so I don't think we're at the top. There we go. Another nice view. A little sunnier on this side. I'm not sure, but I think we're going up over that. After we climb down this. And the other hiker just dropped down over there. So it looks like we're going to go up and over that maybe. Some good late of the day views. I got 4.9 miles if I go to the next shelter. Which is the plan, because there's only 800 foot of climbing, supposedly, between here and there. And I had cell service on top of that, but I didn't check the weather. I don't know if it's supposed to rain tonight or what. Whew. My toes are feeling much better today. I don't think it's because I'm wearing different socks. Because I'm still wearing the same toe sock liners. But I could be wrong. My darn toughs have about had it. They've got about 1,000 miles on them. All the cushion's gone inside of them and wearing thin in some places. I've noticed a small hole in the bottom. So let's see if the outfitter and Hot Springs will exchange them out. A lot of outfitters no longer do that, so If not, they may become my camp sock. And then I'll start using the darn tufts I use as a camp sock as a hiking sock. Oh. Well, keep going until we see another view. Same view, different angle. The breeze sure feels nice. Almost feel like I'm in New Hampshire again. Except for that's a lot shorter of a climb. It's all sunny on this side of the mountain and flat. It's like the mountains just stop. All cloudy over there. It's just funny how the mountains just and disappear. You see the mountains on the other side of the valley. You can't see for the cloud and haze, or that's it. There's mountains on this side as far as you can see. Whew. The story of Howard's Rock. I'll take a picture. Master trail builder. Yeah, it's like the mountains just end. So basically, unless you don't want to read the story of Howard's Rock, it took him 5 years to build this 1.4 miles. And he kept saying this rock, which was down, it wasn't there. I don't know where it's at. Would be more suited up here, somebody to be able to have lunch, enjoy the view. So the last day of building the trail crew put the rock up here for him. That's kind of cool. Said he spent over 9,000 hours in 20 years working on the trail. That's a lot of devotion. The sun. I ain't seen that guy all day. Really have to put the sweat into climbing up here to appreciate these views, I tell you. Otherwise, it's like, yeah, this is the mountain view. So it's gotten dark. I'm about 2 miles from the shelter. Climbing a hill. It is almost 7:30. I talked to 2 section hikers back just a little bit ago that I ran into when I was slack packing north of Irvine. There's supposed to be thunderstorms coming through tonight, so probably just gonna stay in the shelter. But 11-mile day, not bad. My toes are feeling really good, so I think we should be good to go shortly. This is one hiker ahead of me. He's going to the shelter. So I probably won't film anymore tonight. Just film in the morning if there's not a bunch of people there. Looks like the terrain's leveled out. We just had to climb and then it was, I think, downhill to the shelter. Hopefully that means it'll be pretty cruisy. Not a bad day. I thought about doing 19-mile day last night if I gotten up early. Which if I had gotten up when I woke up at 7:30, I might could have done it, but it doesn't matter. My toes probably wouldn't be as happy, so. Which, at this point, especially after I get to the, started with the Smokies, I won't have to worry about mileage because I just have a month to finish. And I could probably do 5-mile days and finish. If it stays like this, I can dry off some maybe before I get to camp. But I guess that's it for today, unless something exciting happens between now and the morning. And then we will resume our southern trek. I may get up earlier since I'll be in the shelter with somebody. I don't know, we'll see. I just never count on anything. Just go with it. Alright, well that is it. See y'all tomorrow.